Today, we'll be taking on the ultimate food tour in Mexico, focusing on the town of San Miguel de Allende. We'll be showing you the delicious food you can get for next to nothing at street vendors, and the food from some of the most upscale restaurants the city of San Miguel has to offer, and everywhere in between, including fondas, cafes, bars, and more. In this city, there's food everywhere, and one of the best places to get food are street vendors. These people have been perfecting their craft for generations, and all it takes is one bite to know that for sure. Just a few blocks down from the place we're staying, there's a taco stand that pops up every night around 7 p.m. And the food they serve here is fantastic, and it is so inexpensive. We had 2 chorizo tacos and 2 costilla tacos. So the first 2 were like pork sausage and the other 2 were like steak tacos. And the price was only 100 pesos for everything, which is under $6 USD. This is the least I have ever paid for dinner out for 2 people in my life. And it was better than anything I had ever gotten for twice that amount of money. And we like to get to this street vendor right as they're opening up for the night. So we're able to get seats and sit right at the counter to eat, which means we have front row seats to watch the masters work. But the space here is very limited. By the time we finished our food, there were lots of people standing around ready to eat their meals on the ledges and curbs surrounding the stand, or they were planning on just taking their food to go. But this is a good sign whenever you're looking for good food. You want to go where the people are. But the busyness can be a downside to one of these places too. If you need comfort, that's not really on the menu. Here, you're just paying for the food, which keeps the prices low, and that is absolutely worth it in my opinion. Because sometimes it's just about feeding yourself. And these places do that just as good as any upscale restaurant. However, if you're in the mood for a place to sit down and eat, but you also don't want a huge bill at the end of your meal, you might want to consider a fonda. Now, food at these places is top notch. You get to watch the chef prepare your meal right in front of you, and you'll have a seat while you do it. Now these are just perfect for me. You'll usually have a larger selection of food you can pick from than a street vendor, and it's comfortable enough for you to enjoy your meal. And just like when you get street food, the flavors are absolutely incredible. At this fonda, I got a chicken torta and my wife got a chicken quesadilla, and the price for that was still under 150 pesos, or about $8 USD. This is still not a lot of money at all for what you're getting, and the food is very authentic. Plus, the experience is also incredibly genuine. It's also very down to earth, so for me, it's just perfect. Because I don't always feel as comfortable in a stuffy upscale restaurant when there's white tablecloth and the waiter's wearing a tuxedo. It's just not my style. Sometimes I'm just looking for a snack or a cup of coffee, and there are lots of cafes where you can get an iced coffee or some banana nut bread, which is kind of essential for me to be happy. The staff at this cafe was super friendly, and it's the type of place where you can just surf the internet on your own device and let the days slip away if you're not careful. But we've got things to do. But if you are looking for a distraction, there's also ice cream shops and bakeries everywhere you look down this street. So you really do have to try not to have all of your fun in one place. And sometimes you can find some places that are a little bit of everything. There's actually this one spot we like to go to that's right next to the Parroquia, which I never pronounce correctly, so I like to just call it the Giant Pink Church. This restaurant just to the side of that has some really good appetizers, and of course you can get a drink while you're there. And like I said, they have everything. But it is better to space out your fun, and the appetizers here are big enough to be a whole meal, and still share. This place is actually really cool for a lot of reasons. Not only is the location one of the best in the city, but the food is incredible. It's not too expensive, and it has a very extensive menu. I mean, this is the sort of place you can eat at for breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and everything in between. What we ordered this time was the mollete and the guacamole with chips. I'm sorry for butchering that word, but ask me how good this was. I dare you. But if you are looking for something a little bit more high-end, you're in luck, because Mexico has lots of places that are more that speed. We went to a place called Hank's just looking for a drink, and there were white tablecloths in the dining area, which told me that the best place for us to sit was at the bar. My wife and I both got daiquiris, and the bill was only 330 pesos before tip. And that price still isn't that crazy. The daiquiris came with sugar on the rim and they were pretty strong. Now, to be real with you, I know a daiquiri is kind of a goofy drink, but I like them anyways. And they were made to perfection. I could tell the bartender definitely didn't skip out on the rum. But you can get all the class of a place like that without being so hoity-toity. There's several restaurants at La Fabrica Aurora that are perfect for a high-class meal without all the fuss. This is actually an old textile factory that is now home to many art galleries, 3 restaurants, and 1 beer and wine bar. And as soon as you enter, you just look to your left and there is a burger joint, and just past that there's a traditional Mexican restaurant. I had the fish tacos, my wife had the Caesar salad, and as if you couldn't tell just by looking at these tacos, they were absolutely amazing. This place has a very chill atmosphere, and it stays pretty quiet. So if you're focusing your attention on having a conversation instead of the music or the view, this is a great place to go. But if you're on an important date and you feel like going crazy, don't worry. The prices can still be very affordable. You just have to not order too much and watch what items you do order. This is a rooftop bar and restaurant that overlook the world famous giant pink church in the middle of San Miguel. I was able to get 4 tacos for 165 pesos here, and they were absolutely incredible. Mind you, these were the only tacos on the menu that were this cheap, but they were also the only tacos that came with 4 per order. Most other orders of tacos only came with 2. So I thought these were a particularly good bargain for this establishment. But the thing is, it was also the most comfortable place to sit down and relax while enjoying your meal. There was nice music playing, and the view from up here was genuinely incredible. From up here, you get a really good view of that giant pink church and the city that lays below it. An atmosphere like this is something that you're not likely to get from any fondas. And it's also probably not going to happen if you're getting street food. So as far as the overall experience, places like this offer more than just dinner. They offer memories, uninterrupted by anything happening on the streets. And those memories can last a lifetime. And by the way, the bartenders do have some flair at this establishment, and they make an incredible Long Island iced tea. Just watch how this drink comes together. Now, if it looks like there's a ridiculous amount of liquor in this drink, it's because there is, but that's how it's supposed to come. So no matter what kind of dining experience you're looking for, Mexico has it. From the street food to the fondas, cafes and bars, all the way to the top of the city dining on some gourmet. This city has it all. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to food in Mexico. So please subscribe, like the video, and let me know in the comments where you're from, and I'll leave it there. Till next time.